What's going on, guys? This is 99 Plus Development, and for today's tutorial I'll be teaching you guys how to create a login and sign up forms for your applications using on XCode 6 using Swift 1.2. And for today's tutorial I'll be using Parse as a backend to save all your databases, your usernames and passwords. I'll be explaining everything on how to create this. So without further ado, let's get started. First of all, go to open up your web browser, head on to parse.com. In here you can either sign up or just sign in if you already have a user. If you already signed up to parse.com, just sign in and go to your applications. Then hit on the create a new app button and just name this application whatever you fancy. I'm just gonna call it login sign up. Then create. Go to your quick start. I'm gonna set data. I'm gonna say mobile, iOS, Swift, and existing project. Now here you can download and unzip the SDK. I already have it downloaded, so I'm not gonna re-download it again. You'll probably find it under your downloads folder. So let's get going. Here, if you scroll down, you'll find that Parse has given you a list of frameworks, and these are likely the frameworks that you need to import to your application before you can use the application. So without further ado, let's get going and open up XCode, create a new project. It's going to be a single view application. Click on next. I want to call this login with Parse, and our language is set to Swift, devices is set to iPhone, and we're not going to be using core data. So click on next and create it. You can create it wherever you fancy. I'm just going to create it here under my documents folder. Click on create. So I don't want to use landscape mode, so I'm just going to set my device to portrait. Okay, now before getting started, we need to import the following frameworks. So just click on your application and click on under the linked frameworks and libraries. Click on the plus button and just add the frameworks. Okay, I think I'm done. I have imported all of these, but still we're not done with importing our frameworks. As you remembered, we downloaded the SDK and we need to import the Parse frameworks. So just click on the plus button again and click on add other. Go to wherever folder you downloaded the Parse SDK into, and for me it's my download folder. I'm not really sure if it's going to be the same as yours. So it's Parse library, double click on that, and then we need to highlight both.framework, parse.framework, and parse user interface, parse UI.framework, and click on open. Okay, we're done with importing all of these frameworks. Just to clear things up, we need to highlight all and click on new group from selections, and I'm gonna call this frameworks. Right. Before getting into the application, we need to add a new bridging header so we can use the parse frameworks, because as we can see, if you click on this, all of these are Objective-C created frameworks. So, and we're using Swift, so what we need to do is click on File, New File. We're gonna click on Objective-C file, click on Next. I'm just gonna call this file. Create. It's gonna ask you, would you like to configure an Objective-C bridging header? So what you want to say is click on yes, and then just delete the file .m, move it to trash. Just move this up into the login with Parse folder, and right here we're going to import the Parse in parse.h. Just save it by clicking on the command S or file save. Right, so what we want to do now is go to our app delegate so we can set the client, set the application ID for our Parse application. So as you see here, when it says under the tab connect your app to Parse, just copy starting from parse.enable locus data store, just copy it down to PF Analytics and paste it right here under application did finish launching with options. So if you're using Swift 1.2, you're gonna get an error here. As you can see, I just got an error. So to fix this, we just need to add in background, and we need to set this to the block to nil. If you're using an older version of Swift, you don't need to worry about that. Oh my god, Swift just Siri just opened up on my phone. Sorry. Okay, so as I said, if you're using an older version of Swift, you don't need to worry about that. Right, so we're basically done with our app delegate. Now we need to go to our main.storyboard, and we need to, I'm just gonna change this first to iPhone 4.7, and I'm gonna embed this in navigation controller. Change this as well to iPhone 4.7 inch, which is the iPhone 6. Right, so I'm just gonna set this to, I'm just gonna call this login sign up, like that. And okay, yeah, I'm just gonna call it login sign up. Okay. Well, oh my god, sorry. Right, so we need to insert text fields, like, here you go. I'm gonna import text fields. This is gonna be the login page. Login page. It's gonna be username. I'm gonna copy it. It's gonna be password. And it's going to have a secure text entry. The clear button appears while editing. Here as well, clear button appears while editing. Gonna have a button. just gonna call this login, and then I'm gonna have another one that says don't have an account, sign up now. I'm just gonna set it right under that. Alright, I'm gonna create another view control. I'm gonna create another view controller. Just click on File, New, File. This is gonna be a Swift file. Just call it Sign Up Page. Click on Next. Class. We need to import first. First of all, we need to import the UI kit, so you can set our class to sign up page. Whoops. And you use a UI view controller. The properties are going to be like view did load, super.view did load, and here view did appear, super.view did appear, animated. Okay, so we have just created our second view controller, and we need to add that into our graphical user interface. This is going to be iPhone 4.7 as well, and I'm going to embed this in navigation controller as well. Actually, no. What I want to do is don't have an account, sign up. I'm going to click here, and I'm going to say show, and I'm going to change the title for this to sign up page, and I'm going to set the class for this view controller to sign up page. Right, so here we're gonna need to add in text fields. One, two, three. So this is gonna be your, whoops. Here, this is gonna be your username. It's gonna be the email address. It's gonna be your password. Password is always secure text entry and appears while editing. We want to show the clear button when the user is inserting text into our text fields. Right, so we need another button. It says sign up. Okay, so now what we want to do is click on the login page and click on the assistant editor on at the top, and we need to declare or assign these text fields. Text username, this is going to be text, password, and we're going to set an action for the login button. Login. Whoops. Log in. The connection is going to be action. Event is touchable, so I click on connect. Let's do the same for this. Click on the assistant editor. This is going to be text username, text email, text password, and the button is going to be an action, and we're going to call it sign up touch of inside, same everything. Okay, so right now what we want to do is we're gonna start coding our application. So in the login button, I'm just gonna create a function just to make everything clean and clear. So I'm just gonna call a function check credentials. Right, so what I want to do is let's say pf user to log in with username and background. I'm gonna write it down so that it's easier for you guys. Log in with username and background. So we're gonna have the username, which is text username dot text, and then we're gonna have the password, which is text password dot text. And now what we need to do is set the user to pf user and set the error to ns error, like that. And we need to set a void. It's like a function if the username is correct, or what happens if the username is correct or if it's wrong. So let's say if user doesn't equal to nil, we're gonna print line and say you have logged in successfully, and we're gonna have an else function. It's gonna say print line login failed. Right. Okay, so basically we have this check credentials thing, check credentials function, which is basically a void. Now in our login, in our IB action function login, we need to run this void. So we're gonna say self.check credential. So what's gonna happen is when you click on the button, which is login, it's gonna run this process. I'm just gonna give you feedback after that. Just gonna save this and go back to my sign up page. Here what we want to do is we want to set the username, and like we want to sign the person up. So what we can do is pf user dot sign up in background with block text username, pf user dot sign up in background. I'm not going to be using this. Yeah, I just remembered. We need to create a function which is I'm just going to call it sign user up, and in this function we need to create a variable, call it credentials, or call it new user, and we want to set this to pf user. Right, so new user dot username equals to text username dot text, and new user dot password equals to text password dot text. Okay, new user dot email equals to text email dot text. And what you want to do is we want to save this. So let's say new user dot save, and basically this way the user is going to be saved. So yeah, let's set this process under our sign up function. So when the user clicks on the sign up button, what's gonna happen is sign user up. Let's set it to self. Sign user up. I'm just gonna save this by clicking on the command S, and now basically we're done. I need to give a feedback when the user is saved. So let's see var alert. Oh, I'm just gonna print line the user and just save it. Let's run the application and see how it goes. Okay, so if I click on test, if I log in, it's going to give me feedback. It's going to say login failed, but I don't have an account and I want to sign up. And let me say call it test at gmail.com, and let's say the password is test123 4. Just keep it like that. Okay, let me sign up. It's gonna give me an error. Okay, so it basically gave me an error, and it says user cannot be saved unless they're already signed up. So what I want to do is go back to the sign up page and say new user.sign up. So let's run this. Someone's calling me right now, so I'm gonna pause this for a second. Okay guys, I'm sorry about that. I'm back. So let's try this again. Let's say test login. It's gonna give me an error saying login failed, and I don't have an account. I just wanna sign up. Let's say test at gmail.com, test1234. Let's sign up. And it's saying the user test has been saved. Let's go back to our login page. Say test. The password is test1234. Let's log in, and it says you have logged in successfully. So guys, if you go back to your application and to your Parse quick start and click on start using the dashboard, you're gonna see that I'm gonna click on core right here. You're gonna basically see that you have a new user, which is test, with the email and everything else that you need to use for your login and sign up pages. Alright, so thank you guys so much for watching this tutorial. I hope you enjoy it. My next tutorial will be me teaching you guys how to create an Instagram like application. So if you really want a tutorial like that, subscribe to my channel and let me know how sooner should I upload the tutorial, because that actually pushes me and shows me that you guys need something, want something from me. And so yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe, like, and comment on this video.